I'm just like, Google's gonna answer this, and he's gonna know the answer. I literally don't have to think, and that is what I want. Like every Thursday, I just don't want to have to think. I just want to be able to sit here, watch games, melt into it, enjoy the company, hang with the boys. Speaking of which, I don't know if you knew this. I haven't made like a formal announcement yet, I guess I'll say, but like Rivers is officially partnered in a sense as DeBuzz is to Galaxy Gambit, Rivers is to DNA. Still kind of working out the branding, but he is here this evening, and that's what's been making it fun. Because with Rivers comes a lot of the old heads you see on Master Hand all the time.
Don't do this to me.
So, oh no, are you frozen?
No, my browser guard. My browser, like, hey, don't download malware thing with Malwarebytes just kind of popped up and said, hey, are you sure you want to be on this website? And like, yes, please. I went, sure.
Yeah, dude, yeah, the struggles of new technology. Yeah, I could tell your struggles because you echoed for a second, and that's just because on the back end, like if your camera gets reset, I have to like mute. So sorry for anyone who had to hear that, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. My stream feed is very framey though, so I'm gonna try and lower the quality.
You can, yeah, you should be able to lower it.
Okay.
I'll check on my end too, just in case. Also, try. Oh, okay. Any better?
Please.
Okay, sounds like it's still with.
Please. I feel like this is every time. Every time I always have problems. I'm so sorry.
You know what? No, you're fine. Honestly, it might be, it's a little bit of a bandwidth thing because the software we're using is very production heavy, but with that comes a lot of like bandwidth, a lot of like bandwidth usage.
Yeah, I'm trying to close out some perk here. Let me growing. Man, I just need to remember to close out some programs that I'm not using, like, at all times. Like, I probably ended this task. Ended this. Okay, well, sure. Restart that, that's fine. I could close out this one. And I'm using Firefox. I'm sorry, I cannot close that one.
You're fine, man. No, I mean, I sent you the link literally a minute before we went live, so... that's on me. It's round one, we're chilling. This actually does happen to be a pretty good game though, in the backgrounds as we're getting the technical stuff worked out. But yeah, Tempest holding the zone against Alex's Snake is actually kind of moving, man. You don't really see a ton of Wi-Fi snakes. I don't know. I've kind of heard the character's a little boring to play to some end, but you'll see him here and there, and sometimes they're really good.
I feel like the way that, at the very least, Snake players like to play Snake, it's kind of counterintuitive to how Wi-Fi Snake best functions. To where, like, he's such a good trapper, and he can spawn so many, like, projectiles all at once. So you can play him like that. But the way to actually have good Snake is to use his normals in conjunction and do a lot of trading. And that's a lot harder to do. It's a lot harder to set up purposefully on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I mean, Snake's kind of a character. I feel like there is a lot of creativity to be had outside of anything you might have to say, whether you might say, like, well, you could spam, whatever, all these things up till you have all these moves. But in reality, there are a lot of ways to set people up, kind of get them to fall into your traps. That's the whole point of C4, right? And I don't know, when you watch this character played at top level, I don't know if you watched the Mexico qualifiers for Smash World Tour, but yeah, like Alan Dis, though, for example, like that Snake is insane. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I encourage you to go check out like one of the VODs on VG Bootcamp of Alan Dis from this past weekend. Dude does some crazy stuff with Snake.
He's also come out to, I think, a couple of the Galaxy Gambit collisions, so he should be like all over his VOD should be all over now. So he's sick. He's one of the newer Snakes that's come onto the scene. He's not like Apollo Kage or anyone like that. That's not safe. Yeah, you would think Mario Up Smash is safe, but nope.
Yeah, it's kind of funny you mention that, right? Like that is like one of the most spammable up smashes in the game, and just sometimes,
nope.
Sometimes there's a character that doesn't care about that. Snake, in this case, is that character. But Yeah, so as we're talking about how good Snake is, and he is, wins game 1. And actually, I believe while we were doing all that, Tempest was in the lead for a good bit of the match. That's the thing that happens with Snake is if you get down or things start to not go your way, it's pretty easy to get tilted, and then bad things happen, you know?
Yeah, I feel like playing against Snake is all about discipline, right? And how you approach the matchup, because many characters can approach it in many different ways depending on the tools that you have. I mean, that's kind of just like Smash Ultimate, or that's not even like that's just fighting games. But Snake really makes you think like, hey, I can try and push this, but should I? In so many instances, and the best players against Snake will know when to push and when to not.
Yeah, you're playing a total head game anytime you're on the screen with Snake. It will test you, and it looks like it has pushed Tempest to go entirely different characters. So we are going to see Joker. This
is the character I'm most familiar Tempest playing, and he actually this is actually funny. On Monday, the first round that at least I saw on stream was Tempest against Zekinator, and it was the same matchup, Joker Snake. So,
hey man, this is one of those you would probably see it a lot offline, but you don't see it as much online kind of deals. Because yeah, I mean Joker, Joker, you don't really see a whole lot online. There is enough technical know-how, despite the spamming you could do when you have Arsene. That's not the whole character. So, there is still other stuff that needs to be had, and it's stuff that usually isn't easy to do with Wi-Fi, but we have seen a few good Jokers come across CBZ.
Yeah, Joker can Wi-Fi, like, for basically 30-ish seconds at a time when he has Arsene back air, and he can still kind of be a little bit of a Wi-Fi zoner with IHA and just general mobility, but it's again, that same kind of thing that happens to Snake, where his game plan gets simplified and perhaps oversimplified to where some of the more interesting things you can do with the character just don't work.
Yeah,
C4 works though. C4 keeps working.
C4 works for sure. How does down gun do in this matchup? Does it make any difference, or does Cypher just sort of make it not matter?
It's not good for edge guarding, but gun in general is very good for blowing up the grenades. And if you can make Snake constantly get put in like spawning grenades, like right there, down gun was the reason that the grenade blew up, which would then let Joker stop shooting and land on Snake's shield with a nair, which is safe and applies more pressure, which would only really work if he wasn't holding grenade. So like, it's useful, but it's not useful to edge guard. You have to just go out and hit Snake with back air or with mostly with back air.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, dude. And back air is that's like, oh man, that and the counter. Joker's counter is very good. It's funny how it just doesn't seem as good after Sephiroth is out now, but it's still a really good counter.
It's bigger than Sephiroth. Well, Sephiroth is big, but it doesn't hit on both sides.
That's true.
The one thing that Sephiroth has over it, though, is damage scaling. Sephiroth's Scintilla scales with individual hits much greater because it has a ceiling and will break sometimes. Joker's won't do that. And is, a massive bubble. Thankfully, they gave it a little bit more lag if you whiff. It deserved nerf. Even if the character is incredible, it deserved a nerf.
I just don't like how Sephiroth is like it's like a projectile almost. That thing hits kind of far, like a little further than you think it should, just for activating a counter.
Yeah, he needs it.
Yeah.
No, he really doesn't, but it's nice. It's nice unless it's not. Like, if you can't counter, like, odd moves, like, with a Ness F smash you can't counter. Where is it?
It's all the way on the left. There we go. All right.
Don't forget. Oh yeah, there it is.
Tempest he's keeping it at least doable. He's gonna need Arsene in the end probably to get this figured out. He's gonna need to avoid that up tilt because it looks like Alex is already sort of hungry to land that. And honestly, I don't think it'll kill right now, but it isn't gonna be that far off.
He needs a grab right now. Tempest always seemed like he was very sure of how to get damage and maintain pressure after a grab. He just running around, he's dashing for it now. There it is. He finally conditioned Alex to shield.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
you have to keep Snake off balance right now.
Tempest is doing a really good job with the patience and sort of. Ooh, okay, a nice tech was ready for that one, and he should be. Threw out the Rebel's Guard, maybe not the. I don't know. I think he was sort of just anticipating. Oh man, a fair, and in the end, that's just what happens, man. Snake kill you so many ways.
God, that's so tragic.
I can't believe
he saw.
I just can't believe that thing like it kills so reliably, but like it sure does. But either way, really well played by Alex. Does take the set.
Yeah, this matchup can be a little bit hard, but the nerfs to down gun and the nerfs to IHA really stuffed a lot of Joker's anti-zoning tools, which made a couple of his more like he can win slightly because he can evade all of these moves a lot harder. Like those matchups became even, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I can't think of one offhand, but Snake's a good one where pre-patch, like back in, what was it, like 6.0, where down gun was insane.
Oh
like,
my God, yeah.
Joker wins. Nerf down gun, Joker, it's Joker favor, but it's a closer to even. And now I think with the IHA nerf, however slight, 3 frames is enough to really make Snake do a lot better in controlling space and controlling neutral. So like it becomes a lot more even. Snake can play his game plan and not have to worry about everything just getting detonated and never hitting Joker.